Welcome to Be Bold Branding. I'm Tonya Eberhardt, founder of BrandFace. We help real estate agents differentiate themselves, and we do that through personal branding. We are the first and only personal brand building program for real estate professionals across the globe.
Hi, everybody. I'm Michael Carr. I'm the COO of BrandFace. I was actually a client first and then became partners in the company later on. And we do these Fearless Fridays to help real estate agents take the fear out of putting themselves out there.
And we are here today with two fearless BrandFace agents from Venice, Florida. they are Nick and Beth Flerlage. Welcome, Nick and Beth.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You bet. I'm really digging that backdrop behind you guys, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. So we'll go ahead and let Michael kick off with the first question for you guys in our fearless discussion today.
Okay, guys. Welcome to our Fearless Friday. Thank you so much. We'll jump right in. Tell us how long you have been in real estate. That's an easy one right off the bat.
Yeah, we've been in real estate since we got in 2005. So we kind of got in. It wasn't the best of times. Everybody was kind of getting out, and we kind of swam against the tide and jumped right in. So it's going on close to 15 years now.
Okay, well, good deal, because you made it through probably the roughest thing any of us will ever see in real estate. So congratulations on that. Then second part of the question, what drew you guys to real estate in the first place?
Well, part of it, we had always, from an investor kind of standpoint, I'd always dabbled in real estate a little bit. So we'd been exposed to the transactions. We'd always been in small business, for forever, ever since we got out of college. And we've done everything from convenience stores to UPS stores, but it was always very relationship, people oriented. And it seemed like that was just a really good progression for us to go into the real estate industry. So, and ever since we've been in, I mean, it's been a great match for us because we like working with people, like problem solving. And as you can, as everybody in the industry knows, I mean, there's a lot of that to go around. There's a lot of problems to solve, and we're very solutions oriented. So it just worked out. I just thought it was a perfect fit for us.
Awesome.
So tell us an important question here. Why did you guys come into the BrandFace program?
Well, we had kind of floundered just with that. I considered we had an identity crisis. We didn't really, we were being too many things to too many people. And I think we were guilty of the old saying is, if you don't pick the market will pick you. And it was, I just felt like we just didn't have that cohesive message. Our marketing communication pieces were, I mean, schizophrenic at best. We were spending a lot of money on them. I mean, there was we had I can't tell you how many different pieces that when we were designing it, it seemed like a great idea at the time and it all worked. And then all of a sudden we've got 10 different pieces that have 10 different messages. I mean, it just wasn't consistent. And I understand why we might not necessarily been connecting with people, because we didn't even know who we were at that point. So we needed to rein it in a little bit, and it was frustrating. We were wasting a lot of time designing stuff, and trying to get it perfect, and then realizing at the end that the whole story wasn't perfect. So I mean, that's kind of what, when you guys when we came across, and I think it was on Facebook, we saw something from you, and it just kind of made sense to us, even though, some of your philosophies were opposite of our thinking, completely. But, after we researched it and saw what you guys were all about, we just took the decision to jump in, all the way in. So.
Yeah. Well, excellent. Excellent. Was there anything else like that you were afraid of about coming into the program, or was it something you did
Yeah. I mean, I think in the real estate industry, we're always, a lot of realtors, we're just skeptical because everybody's got the magic pill or the next best thing, or, hey, you only need to do one deal and you'll cover it. We hear, I mean, I don't know how many times you hear that in our industry. So, you're always guarded at best. You go in and because I know through the years, we've spent a lot of money purchasing this system, that, it was going to be the next best thing. And they turn out not to be as, what was advertised. So, so that's a little bit, it's just built into the unknown. We thought, after we, were exposed to what you guys were about, we kind of thought that we needed that. So that kind of helped. But we took a conscious decision from the get-go that it wasn't going to be halfway, that if we were going to do it, like for instance, before meeting you guys, we didn't have our face on anything. I mean, nothing. It wasn't on our cards, in our marketing pieces. We were very logo driven. And then, it was simple, but you guys always say, you don't do business with the face, you do it with the logo. I mean, you don't do it with a logo, you do it with the face. And we're like, you know what? I still didn't really, that was part of this scared me, putting our images on stuff. It's just that, everybody has they don't think they look so great in a picture and stuff like that. But we just had to overcome all that and just say, hey, you know what it is, that either people accept us for who we are or they don't accept us. So, and that's kind of where we just kind of jumped in. Now we got our photo on just everything. Now when we realized that we're putting out something without our photo on, we're working a way to put it on there. So we've come, 180 degrees there. So, that was one of our biggest, fears, generally just overall apprehension to try anything new. And then the other thing is just being vulnerable. I mean, because you guys want us to be, like when it started with our bio, I mean, that's very personal when you start throwing that stuff out there. But when you open yourself up like that, that's, you become a little bit more vulnerable. But I think looking back on it now, I think that's what's going to eventually or ultimately help you make a connection with the customer. So, they're either going to connect with you or they're not. You just can't worry about the ones that you don't. And that's all,
Yep, exactly. So, you guys did just kind of go all the way in, and I absolutely love it. But let's talk about your brand just for a minute. Tell us, what is your brand identifier and how and why does it fit you? And I'd love to hear perspective from both of you on that one.
Mm-hmm. We're going to start with Beth on this one.
All right.
Okay, our brand is Lifestyle Locators, and in Venice, people may or may not have even heard of it. We had, when my parents exposed us to Venice many years ago, but here people move here to have a certain lifestyle. It's what drew us here. It was a great place to raise our children who were young at the time. We decided to, bring them down while they were young and raise them. I mean, you've got fishing, golfing, and we're on the West Coast. Just a great place to raise a family.
Yeah, we got all the bases covered. I mean, it's very lifestyle driven. So everything from resort style living, and that's kind of the trend today, where we have these planned communities with, they've got every amenity known to man, from, gyms to these crazy pools and a big dog park, little dog park, lakes, trails, biking facility. I mean, just you name it, they've got it now. So, and that's what people kind of envision that Florida lifestyle to be about. They're coming down, they're thinking, beach, blue skies, warm weather, and, their whole Margaritaville type feeling. So, and I think that's what the West Coast here kind of affords. It's a little bit different flavor than the East Coast. But, more and more people are finding it, but it's, you guys hit the nail on the head. It is lifestyle driven. So, and it made it easier for us to kind of identify with it because, we believe in it so much. So, bricks and mortar are pretty boring when it comes down to, and those trends are going to kind of change. But, the people, when they're retiring, and where they're saying there's 10,000 people a day in the States retiring, many of those are going to go somewhere. We're not going to get them all, but, some might go out west, or some might go, out east, or the mountains or whatever, but we're going to get our share of them, and they're coming, and they're looking for a specific lifestyle. So, and that's where I think we really matched up well with the brand identifier.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm going to do now is share my screen and just show everybody just at least one image of the brand for you guys. And this is actually your new website, Lifestyle Locators here. What a gorgeous picture of you guys there. But you notice the moment you get to the website, it basically says, we use our superior knowledge of Sarasota County and its communities to help active professionals or retirees locate, or market a lifestyle to suit their changing needs. That's your elevator pitch. There's a lot more information built into your website that really lets people see who you guys are, all the way down to biographies that really walk the line between personal and professional, so they get to know you guys as human beings, and that's really important. And then there's also an image of you guys here. We'll show, it'll pop up here. There we go. This is your Facebook cover photo, or one of your Facebook cover photos. And it's just so approachable and yet confident, dynamic, and it makes a statement, right? Because if it was just about putting your picture on everything, everybody can do that, right? You can put your picture on everything, but it's more about the story behind these two people. Like, why are you going to trust these two people? What are you going to trust them with? And I think a lot of, first of all, the imagery that is here is beautiful, and you guys look very approachable and very friendly, and that's a large part of it, right? But then once they are exposed to the messaging behind your brand and why you guys are known as the lifestyle locators, how your story brought you to this point where you're known for, that is just a great story, and people resonate with that. They just do. So I think just that is just a little tiny snippet of how the brand came together for you guys. But I also want to say I'm so proud of you, because you also went out to get a vanity plate for your car.
Yeah. We put that on everything. I mean, we grabbed anything that says lifestyle locator or anything related, we've acquired. So
That's awesome.
I love it, including the backdrop behind you, which has one of your branding elements, the star, which I love, and your lifestyle locators logo, your brand colors. It like all kind of mixes in, and you guys have so embraced it. I absolutely love it. And that whole lifestyle, the picture you painted of it, makes me want to leave Columbus, Ohio, like at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Columbus, Ohio is a great city, don't get me wrong, but man, Venice is looking really good. All right.
You know, that's honestly, I want to pair it back on that same thing. I mean, the way you guys have embraced the brand is everything, because this, folks, when we tell you all about living a brand and breathing your brand and really, really feeling comfortable with it, this is a perfect example of it. And they're doing that. And that becomes apparent to everybody that sees it. So now that's sort of the finished product, right? So let's go back and talk a little bit about what was the easiest part of the branding process for you guys.
I think that the easiest part for us, and we talked a little bit about this, I think was the fact that the design team, like on the BrandFace team, coming up with different concepts and everything from the input on and we needed that guidance, especially as a team. You know, we needed that third party to kind of come in and say, hey, that looks good or doesn't look good. But to ultimately end up with the design pieces, everything from, you know, the logo to the photos that we ultimately, you know, use, to the guidance. I mean, like even our photo shoot, we wouldn't have known we would have come back with you know, your typical headshot, right? So without having that detailed, you know, kind of like I remember the couple of pages when I handed it to I have a, you know, very kind of a strict photographer, and I handed it to him, and he's like, oh, you know, at first, and I said, no, you need to do it this way. And so they looked at it and they say, okay, but you know, if I couldn't have communicated that to them, who knows what we would have got, you know, out of our photo shoot. And you know, it's not, you know, and you're going to spend some money on your photos, but they're well worth it, I think, in the end, because you need that. It's an integral part of whatever you're building. So I know for Beth, now to be able to take those pieces and to build our marketing communication pieces going forward without having to involve a third party, it's gold. I mean, there's this, you know, we save so much time, it's not even funny. Mm-hmm. Before, our process would be like we're working with a printer and their design team and go, okay, this is kind of what we want. They'd send the proof back, we'd hate it, we'd make some changes, we'd send it back, they wouldn't do exactly what we said, we'd still hate it. I mean, all of a sudden now 2 weeks have gone out, we still haven't sent anything out. So it's like, you know, now it's like one day. We come up from concept to we're putting stamps on it, it's out the door. I mean, so that part was was, you know, kind of easy for you guys, made it easy for us just
Yes.
because you did all this, you know, put all these pieces together. You know, I'm sure we're not the only ones that have experienced this, but that was the easiest part.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys because Tonya taught it to me first, and it was we use it constantly. I mean, we have one folder, and if I scheme up something in the middle of the night, I'm shooting that off to Sydney. Sydney got it printed within a day. Like, it doesn't matter because she's got the kit. She's got everything right there, and every type of file that you would need to express what we're trying to do. So we're glad. I can speak the same thing that you guys are saying. Now, so you know, the next question, what was the hardest part of it to you guys? Like, what did you think? Okay, this is the one that was.
The hardest part is, and it's heavy. The program's heavy up front. I mean, and everybody's got to understand that going into it. That's the expectation. It's going to be a little heavy up front. It is kind of one of those, you know, that whole self-actualization thing where you're trying to figure out, you know, what, and it's neat in that you're just answering them. You find yourself just pouring it out there in whatever it is. And instead of, and that's the way to approach it. If you're trying to game it and say, okay, what do they want to hear? That's not the way, nothing's going to come from that. So you're just going to be like everybody else if you do that. But I think, you know, doing that it was hard. Like some of them, at least I was skipping some and coming back later because I was like, I don't know how to answer that, or what do I put there, you know, or do I want to put that there? Do I want them to know that? But you know, you go through all these different things, but you know, once we got it out and realized, and that's where a lot of that went right into the building of the bio. Now that bio, I mean, to me, that's another nugget of gold in the program is that's really you know, the way the storytelling that goes behind it, and to make it that connection. Because, you know, when people are going on your website, or, you know, they find your bio on any number of different online sources, you've got them for like 10, 15 seconds. You're either going to grab them or you're not. You know, they can click the button, the mouse really fast and move on. But, you know, so that was, for me personally, the toughest. You know, and I don't know what you feel, what Beth feels, but that you know, I know that she's not one to she's a little shy, so that might, you know, that was something where she could sit and you know, and fill it out and you know, but long story short, that was the toughest part for us. Everything else has been, I gotta tell you, it's been easy. You know, because of the guidance, we just reached the point where we just wanted to be told what to do and we just accepted it. You know,
we can understand that. We can definitely understand that.
For sure.
So I'm going to start this one with Beth. How does the Lifestyle Locators brand, like, how does this change your mindset? Like, how does it make you feel now that you got everything put together?
Oh, more confident. Oh my gosh. We don't have to think about who we are, or we're going to this event and how do we need to portray ourselves, or, you know, anything. I mean, you gave us all the pieces. So, I mean, it's us. It's our brand. It's what we portray everywhere we go and every person we talk to now. You know, it's awesome. I mean, we've shared with you before that our group of friends, every week we see them, and every week there's a joke about, you know, Lifestyle Locators, whatever. And, you know, it makes us all laugh, so we love it. Gives us something to talk about and spread the word about the Lifestyle Locators in Venice. So
I love it.
Awesome.
And, you know, Nick, you got to show her business card real quick and tell us.
Oh, yeah. I just happen to have it right here. Look at that attitude in that picture with the hip.
The hand on the hip.
Oh, yeah. So whenever anybody catches her, which is often, hey, locator, that's all we hear. We hear, hey, locator. That's the locator stamp. Yeah.
I love it.
That is when you know it is working.
That's right.
That is it.
I didn't know I did it so much until recently.
We actually, this is really funny. We actually are looking through childhood photos. Yes. Okay, these are all, I mean, she's maybe 10 years old. She's standing just like that. So she was an early locator. We just didn't know it then.
Right.
Didn't know it yet.
That's Throwback Thursday stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Locator at 12. Locator at 9. Locator.
Yeah.
I love
like
it.
Okay, well, I think, honestly, you just answered most of the next question right here, but let me ask you this anyway. Tell me, how has your brand set you apart? Beth really just answered that and helped you secure business. That's the next, that's the part B. So how does it stand you apart? You say it again, just for the record, and then how's it helped you secure business?
I think that it helps people connect with us at a different level, because when you open up any real estate magazine that's got, maybe everybody having all their properties and stuff, it's the same thing over and over. It's very repetitious. You go online, everything's very similar. It's a headshot and a this and a that. And it's just the name of a person and a company. And whereas I think having the brand, it just sets you, it makes whoever's looking at it has to take a little bit of a pause and kind of figure out what's going on. It just gives you more, more time with them. And for us going out there, and we're network a lot, and to be able to know who we are and without hesitation, embrace this, the locator brand. I think that comes across so positively and so confidently that people look at us and go, hey, I want to do business with them just because they got their act together.
Right.
It does give you that credibility, having a brand and having all your marketing, whether it be your brochures or your folders or your flyers or whatever, have that consistent look and feel. I just think it exudes professionalism. So I think people, whether they realize that at a conscious level or not, they're just wanting to do business with you because of it.
Okay, so the last question for you guys today. There are real estate agents out there right now who are afraid, they fear this process. They're still kind of timid about putting themselves out there. What would be your advice to them to ease their fears?
It was difficult for me, honestly. I mean, Nick touched on it. I tend to be a little shy, stay in the background, because I don't open up to a bunch of people. I just kind of, it's just who I am. So, but I'm glad that I did it. And, people learn about you and feel more comfortable with you and your background. And, coming from somebody who didn't want to do it, I fought it tooth and nail for, how long did we take? 2-3 weeks to do it? Longer than we should have. I promise it will work out in the end, and you will be happier if you do it, and take the time to do it and open up.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's been, you hear a lot about, the only way to grow, to grow, you're going to have to feel uncomfortable doing certain things. Like a lot of us might not like making phone calls or this or that, but it's a necessary part of the process. And if feeling uncomfortable for a little bit ends up making you feel really comfortable in everything going forward, I think it's worth it, so many in our industry, everybody's just trying, you see it all the time. There's a lot of mimicry. So you see the same look all the time. Everybody's doing the same things. Yeah, I think you guys said it about, the sea of sameness.
I wrote that down.
It's true. It's true. And when in this program, I think what you guys ultimately are getting at is what maybe everybody's looking for might be you. You just don't realize it yet because you're too busy trying to be somebody else. And you're trying to be like the other real, you're trying to just duplicate what they think is what people, they're trying to envision who does somebody want to do business with. When in reality, you might be it. You just don't know it yet. So, and you're not going to get everybody anyway. Everybody's not going to be your customer. So why not do business with the people who are going to accept you for who you are instead of, just somebody, buying into a false idea. So I don't know. That's my take on it. So
that's fantastic advice. And we call that finding your people.
Right.
You just got to put yourself out there, and you are who you are. And it's very authentic branding. You guys were just very authentically portrayed and displayed, and your story is your story. It's out there, and it's working. It's working because people appreciate you and what you bring to the table. So, and we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, first of all, for being our clients, for having confidence in us, for embracing the process wholeheartedly and living your brand. You guys rock. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys do too.
Thank you. You're awesome.
So folks out there, if you have any questions about your brand or you want to learn more about us, you can always head to discussyourbrand.com. That's discussyourbrand.com. And you can book a 30-minute free session with Tonya and I or our staff, and we'll get on there and we'll just talk about what you got. Like, what do you have a brand? Do you not have a brand? So feel free to go to discussyourbrand.com and book an appointment with our staff.
All right. And then we also want to invite you guys into a brand new Facebook group we started specifically for active agents and brokers who want to learn more about personal branding. It is called Build Your Real Estate Brand. And in there, we're going to be able to engage with you and share content you won't find anywhere else. That is Build Your Real Estate Brand Facebook group. Our team will be standing by to open the gate and let you in. So again, thank you to Nick and Beth Flerlage, our lifestyle locators from Venice, Florida. You guys rock, and we appreciate you so very much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You absolutely do. And you embody exactly what we hope for in clients. And we wish you all the success in the world. And of course, we're still here for you every step of the way. And so to everybody else out there, I like to say prosperity favors the bold. So be bold, especially with your brand.
All right, guys. See you next time on Fearless Friday.
Later, locators.
Bye. Yeah, that's right. I like it.